Now we already on the left.
It's on.
All these changes, hours, days.
Perdón, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so about the meeting to order,
Just check.
the only affairs committee meeting is the,
Has the legal forum been canceled?
what's today's date?
Yes, it was good.
No, oh, yes, September. Lawyers always do.
It was this Saturday.
Everybody will read the minutes on this.
No, you have this. You wrote something. It's been canceled.
That was reading the minutes. Call the meeting to order.
Patty, wait. Time is 8:35. Okay, Lourdes Corvo.
Rosario Navarro. Nancy.
Nancy, say your name.
Nancy Rogers.
Call to order.
Alexandra Alonso.
Jackie.
Oh, Jacqueline Labija. Me.
Okay, miss, line up.
All right, let me just check. There's 9 of us, right? Yep. No, I'm counting her. I just want to make sure I have everybody on the list.
Any deferrals, additions, or deletions, can everybody read that minute? It took a few minutes.
Under additions, if you guys would like to add, I have separately from your packet, there's additional minutes, because you guys had quite a few meetings last month. So I have a copy of those.
Of the other meetings,
Yeah.
that way we can approve all of them.
At one time.
Now, the only thing I'll bring up to your attention in a minute, if you, when you thoroughly review them, you'll see that I believe it's the August 16 ones. Or no, sorry, this one that I just had.
August 2nd.
Yeah, the August 2nd one, there's a sentence there that's missing the final part of it, so either you guys make that edit now. Make sure that you vote it, vote on it correctly. At the end.
Oh, here, number 4. Please, number 6. Treasurer's report. Treasurer Rosario presented the budget. The available amount is for the fiscal year. Municipal store noted that the funds needed to be moved to the bingo account to the meet and eat.
Two and two, no.
Oh, to the bingo. Oh, it should be
Move to the bingo.
I would
account from the meeting, right?
no move from what was the 6 from
The funds needed to be moved to the bingo account. Eaton, or bingo account, bingo account is called Eaton.
me and then to what to the move
There's a front.
from
Where we moved it from several places. The community forum. No, or is that the other one?
6,000 and two, the 619. Yeah, we had a list of where we moved it.
I know you weren't here there. We only moved some of these.
I don't know. It's in here. Does anybody remember?
It,
Is that up to 6,000? No.
no, because we didn't have 6,000. We couldn't move money we didn't have.
I don't, because did the money from Renee Garcia ever come in?
I've been out for the last week, so I'm not sure, but last
That's
time
what
I was
we-
here
that's
was
what
not
we
here.
were waiting on.
No, but this is
That has no,
August
that
2nd.
one,
This
yeah, that
one was
one doesn't
before
have
that.
anything to
I
do
don't
with that.
remember.
You guys can maybe rewatch the video and then bring it back at the next meeting so that you're voting on it correctly. You don't have to, if you want, we can just add it to the next agenda.
okay. And we can defer. For the August 2nd meeting. Is that, yes.
Sounds like a plan.
See if everybody agrees to that.
I agree.
All in favor of deferring the August 2nd meeting to the next meeting, which would be,
All of us, I do.
I do.
we do, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Everybody whispers.
You're talking.
Okay, so now we still need to decide the August 16th minutes.
Yeah, we read the August 16th minutes and we'll vote on that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't.
It's okay, I have a question in reference to item 6, other business. The committee, and I missed the special call meeting. The committee time is being moved to evenings, starting in October.
Yes.
Work. And we'll confirm the time now, when we get to that
We
point.
did vote on that and it was agreed we would move it to. Because so many of our members work, you know. And it's hard to. Our meetings take too long. Last time it was almost an hour and a half before we got out of here. And they all they work at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and it's hard, so we took a vote and we're gonna have the meeting at 6:30 or 6. I think it was 6.
We'll talk about it when we get to that agenda item, because there's something we need to confirm.
Okay.
Okay, does anybody have a motion as to the August 16th minutes? Motion approved. Any seconds?
I'll second. Any public comments?
I have a question.
Mhm.
On item 3 of special call meeting. It says that the bingo luncheons will be Wednesday of the month. Isn't that the scheduling for these meetings?
I'm sorry, which one are you reading?
On the special call meeting agenda,
Which date?
The 16th.
August 16, yeah.
Yes.
It says that the bingo luncheons will be the first Wednesday of the month.
I think that may have been, I don't remember when, that's what I'm saying, if you guys are unsure about minutes, either we need to correct them, or somebody needs to watch them and then bring them
But
back.
if we're going, I'm sorry.
But the first Wednesday of the month are these.
Yeah, you're
meetings.
correct.
Move them tonight.
Yeah, and the meeting will be moved, which will be
Oh,
discussing
got
that
it,
later.
got it. Mhm.
So we need to vote, do we approve the meetings for August 16th? All in favor?
Aye. Everybody else in favor?
Any nay?
So it'll be at 6 o'clock in the afternoon?
That's what the meeting, the notes.
No, the notes.
The notes.
You guys just the minutes, you guys are just
Minutes.
approving.
We're just
what you
looking at the
talked about.
minutes right now, see if you approve those, okay?
Like if based on your notes and your recollection, the minutes are correct, is what we're voting.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Then she can know her as an abstain, because that's not, okay.
I'm thinking.
One question,
Yeah,
Miles, did all the people that are not here, that are using it, they all call you? They're not coming?
I'm not sure, I've been out for the last week, so maybe they did, but I can't answer that 100% right now.
And no presentations? That I know. Okay, treasurer's report.
I don't have it.
I'll make a quick note for you guys, as we move through the agenda. I think I had a conversation with Jessica last week.
Jessica who? Sorry.
Joseph, your secretary.
Okay.
Yeah, so since she usually does the minutes, she was explaining to me that she had a very hard time doing the last minutes, because I think she wasn't here for the last one. Or one of the meetings that she wasn't here for, so she went back to the recording, which, you know, helps when you don't have certain notes. But she was having a very hard time and she wanted me to bring this up, because she's not here. If you could please help her with making sure that everybody, like, we're only talking one at a time, because she had a very hard time listening.
I agree.
And I guess if anybody in the back can please speak up, so for the sake of the recording, and that's really gonna help you guys too, if you ever have to go back to it, everything is captured. And
Yeah,
also that we keep it to the agenda items, because it happens to be the case where we're on an agenda item. And you guys start jumping to a completely different item, and then it's very hard for her to keep track of the minutes.
I understand that, because especially when we were doing the budget, everybody was giving their opinion, I kept saying. But so we have to raise your hand and wait till you're recognized. And I will say that at every meeting before we start. So that because there's people, a lot of people here are not, yes, Nancy.
Yes, you lowered your voice a bit, and I apologize, I don't hear as well, I guess, anymore, but you said someone mentioned this, or I don't want to say complaint.
Yeah, Jessica, no, Jessica, she's the secretary. So when she's taking minutes, it's hard for her to keep track.
On the committee,
Yeah.
here, okay, I missed the name, and
I'm bringing it up for her since she's not here.
yeah, I understand, I just didn't hear who it
Oh,
was.
okay, yeah.
So thank you for that.
The treasurer's report. You see, you don't have one, right?
No, do you know the budget?
Yes,
I don't have it here.
I'd have to pull it up,
Don't worry,
but I think we covered budget entirely last week, no?
but the only thing that we needed, was if that money came in,
So I was, again, I've been gone the last week, so as of the last day I was here, it had not been.
cause that if it comes in, then you turn in that paper already.
So the way you guys structured the request to council was also pending the $2,500 that we're pending from.
Okay.
Yeah, that's specifically stated in the memo you get.
And what day is that on? To go to council on?
Your council meeting is, the council meeting is next week, Tuesday, September 12th.
Another thing that has to do with budget before I forget. I saw the email that you sent out that we had new sponsors for this month, right? For this bingo, like 3,000, 300, 500. I don't know why there were like three. I saw an email that went out.
Don't remember. I'm sorry, because I
No,
sent
somebody
quite
sent
a
an
couple.
email. I think that we were having like more sponsors.
Yeah, we had.
This bingo.
We had three that I see.
For some, we couldn't move those sponsor monies for October because we have so much money now we need to spend. That cannot be done.
If it's any money that's allocated and has already been received, then that's already part of your budget.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You were going to check if we could use money to buy gift cards.
Yeah, I don't have that answer for you. But I would have to come back. I would have to send you an email if you'd like.
Go ahead.
Can I make a motion that if we get approval from the town to use the excess money, that we buy gift cards for future events with that money
And decorations
and decorations, gift cards and decorations.
and tablecloths, whatever it is that we need, like Daddy used to have.
I've already given her the order. I don't know if have you made the order for the table?
No.
Okay. We're gonna need those for next week. Yeah.
Well, that is in your budget.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's
Because
what
you
you're
can
in
use
your
it for
budget.
this year. What she's
Right.
trying to do
What
is
I'm-
use the funds
Oh,
for
okay.
the upcoming.
So my motion, just to be clear, is we have a certain amount of money that we may not have used yet. It will go away if we don't use it by September 30th, because the new budget starts the 1st. What I'm making a motion is that we take that excess fund to buy gift cards, decorations, because the money isn't going to be in meet and eat for meet and eat purposes.
But excuse me, what I was saying is the tablecloth for the year.
Right, right.
Okay, I just wanted to make all of them, not just the one
No,
for the.
that's what I'm saying. We use the money,
Okay.
I'll make it very, very clear.
Okay,
We use the money to buy decorations, which includes tablecloths,
okay,
which includes any needs for the bingo. For as much, we'll buy as many tablecloths and whatever we need. And then the excess, we buy gift cards for the bingo. That is my motion.
And now you need a second.
wait,
and a
everybody, wait a minute, I
discussion.
didn't recognize you, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Nancy. to you.
I know, but it was going on, and I
All
didn't
right,
want to make you back up.
Jackie had her hand up first.
Well, you need a
second the motion.
second so we can go into, so we can go into discussion. So, yeah.
Okay,
No, I second the motion.
oh, okay. Comments from the chair.
No, you have to
Right.
now
Discussion.
discussion.
All right, this, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Nancy.
Reading both of these today and I'm saying, wow. All right, is there any discussion? Okay, Nancy.
I think we're all a little. Sugar, but anyway, I think that is the greatest idea I've heard. And thank you for bringing it up because I'm gonna steal it from my committee. Because this business of we're gonna give you money, but if you don't use it, we're gonna take it back and then you gotta go back to them and make tricks. And I think the idea of buying in advance, they're not stopping us from doing that yet. But I think it's awesome. Thank you for whoever, because this is not the first time we talked about it at a meeting. I want to say it might have been last month's meeting, because I heard of it, and when I went home and thought about it and saw specifically what was meant by that, I'm thrilled to death. Thank you, thank you. So I've said my piece.
Did anybody else have their hand up? Because I thought I seen somebody else's hand. Okay, now we can vote on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Second?
No, we already did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Doing these two meetings together is very difficult. All right, I have no
So it
comments.
passed.
Old business, special call meeting.
Wait, go ahead. Okay,
We have to approve those
no, we just have to do special call
meetings, right?
meeting results. We already,
And I'm sorry,
Oh, the special, go ahead.
I just want to make sure for the sake of my notes. So which minutes did you guys approve? And
we
which ones are you concerned?
we approved the
16th.
16th and we deferred the second, according to my notes.
Yeah.
And then there's a third set of minutes somewhere.
Lotus, can you repeat what you just said?
Yes, we've approved
We only have to.
the August
Oh.
16th
It's a
minutes.
different date. The one in the back is a different date. There's different minutes.
16.
No,
The 16th and the 7th.
Look at that one.
no, on the back, it's just a continuation of the note.
With the continuation of the notes.
Yeah.
Let me see.
We don't have any other minutes here before us.
Here it says minutes for elderly affairs special call meeting on
Oh.
August 30th. Look at the font. It's different.
Where? Which one?
In the back.
Let me see why I'm
The
confused.
attachment.
Oh, this one. Oh, okay. Now we need to,
Sorry. No, that's the same copy as this. I got two.
No, no.
pages.
on the back.
Okay.
So everybody needs
Wait,
to
you
read
said August 30th.
August 30th. We need to.
I don't have August 30th. That's another copy of this, but maybe this one is missing a page.
Right there.
Okay, this one's missing a page.
They're different, they're different. One is this is the 16th.
The 16.
And the 30th, and this is the 2nd. It's different.
Okay, so if everybody can, I'll help Dottie here
All right,
today.
thank you.
August 30th meeting, if everybody can review them. And if somebody wants to make a motion to approve them.
I approve.
I second it.
Discussion,
Now, have the new members been notified of the meeting? 'Cause I know one of them going to, one of them.
Anybody who's sworn in as part of our official roster and any emails that are sent out to elderly affairs, they are sent out to them as well.
Okay, I know there's two of them were here at our meeting, and I didn't know if they had been approved.
You do not have two new members. You have one new member. Which is, I believe it's Maria too, her name.
Maria.
Dory is the one that's been helping with, that helped at the event. She is not part of your committee yet.
Oh, okay.
Maria
I
Planas
thought she
is-
said she was. I meant
Exactly, Maria Planas.
Planas.
She is part of your committee.
Okay.
All right, so wait, we need to approve, everybody. We had a first and a second to approve the minutes of August 30th. Everybody, we need to vote. Everybody in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Any names?
Hold on. Go back to.
I don't have all the 30th. Yeah, you can look up at the top. And there's one page.
August 2nd, maybe August 2nd page.
Right here. I'm looking for the agenda. Oh, here it is. I got it. We're on the agenda.
Point of order, please. the packet, it starts with page 3. And on page 4, did we get to the committee meeting for September 6th and I missed it? Or we're going to get?
No,
No. We haven't, you guys are still in minutes.
We,
Oh,
the
I
second-
think we have because
That's agenda item 8C. We're not there yet.
we're not there yet. Okay. All right.
no,
You guys just finished approving minutes.
right, we just finished approving minutes. All the minutes have been approved except the August 2nd. Which
Now
was
that I
deferred.
look at this, I'm so sorry. And
And
now that
that's-
I look at this agenda, there's not even minutes in here. So
No.
you guys don't even vote. No, well, it matters for the sake of the, we're taking minutes now.
Right,
Okay.
no,
Well,
I'm
agenda
gonna
item,
say it,
Yeah,
don't worry. Because we were voting on it, so I'm just taking minutes of how the thing occurs, not
Okay.
necessarily.
no, I'm just mentioning that because I think this is exactly what Joseph was saying, that we're not like following, like when you do these minutes, if you're following the agenda, it's very easy to like,
Fill in the blank.
yeah, to fill it in and you're referring to this specific item and this is
No, I-
for it.
No,
I'm used to taking minutes, I guess, for this. I know we're all over the.
Me too, and I'm old and I'm forgetful now.
All right, but we're now, just so everybody is clear, and we can continue with the agenda. We're on number 8, old business, A, special call meeting results,
I have deferred.
right here,
I have deferred there.
this one.
I've been able to follow that because I just wrote it.
that's fine.
Yeah, but it was.
Where, what's your agenda?
And 16th, we're on tomorrow.
You don't have the agenda.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna, because I think Nancy's confused and I see why.
Yeah.
You put deferred because you're kind of talking about the same topics,
Right,
but no, those were not the minutes.
right. These are
Like
the-
8A is a separate item from minutes.
Right.
However, it references minutes and that's probably why you got confused and put deferred.
You were-
Well, the meeting results are minutes of the meeting, no? Kind of, the notes
Yeah,
of
we
the.
approved.
Well,
I think, I'm just saying, she put defer and that's why she's confused, because to her, it's the same thing, which I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, 8A, we're at 8A.
I got it. Thank you.
I don't have that page.
all right, so it's Dottie, no, because she doesn't have it, I just looked.
Yes, it's.
Adjourned.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
No, this is the meeting minute, the minutes.
Yeah. September 6th.
That's it.
Today is September
Okay,
6th.
September 6th. You're right. I'm like, they're not
Being like an avid one time anymore.
Oh, man,
Who's up
man.
first? Can anybody serve coffee? and
Aye.
that stuff?
So I guess the special call
Meeting.
meeting results are summed up in the minutes. Does anybody have anything to add to it?
No,
Right, now, the results of the Mr. and Mrs. contest.
It was a huge success.
it was great.
I really think the seniors all got into it and the judges were all great. It was, the comments I got, it was so much fun. And there was one man that came up to me and he said, me and my wife want to join your committee. I said, I think you need to know what all the responsibilities of the committee is before you say that. Because there's meetings and there's a lot of work in it. It's not, oh, just have a meeting, it happens. So he didn't give me his name. He walked away when I said there was a lot of work to it. So I don't know if he's contacted the town or not, but he was definitely very happy with that, with the whole event. And I thought it was really nice of him to come up and say that to me, but I thought it was
fun.
it was fun. Yes, ma'am.
The only comment I have is, I don't know why we gave trophies. Does anybody remember any votes on why we got trophies? Because I was never present when there was anything about
Yeah,
trophies. set.
we talked about an invoice for that regarding the sponsorship packet, because we agreed that the title sponsor would have their logo put on that plaque. And
Yeah,
that's
there's a
why that
difference
was-
though between a plaque and a trophy.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't
I
a
had to
trophy, it was
miss
a plaque.
So was it a plaque?
You're
that
talking
was
about the
given?
plaque, right?
It was
the glass plaque.
a glass thing.
Yeah,
and
she's
then we
talking about
presented
something.
it.
Yeah.
But just for future, if we ever do this again, because we've talked about not doing it. They couldn't hold all the things either, because they had the flowers,
Their walker.
their walker, the trophy or
Some-
plaque or whatever. But
I'm not gonna recognize that.
I think if we're gonna give a plaque, it should be to the sponsors, not to the winners. In recognition, because, they're like, what is, I mean, I was handing them out and they're like, what's this for? And I'm like, oh, you get a trophy too, because they had the crown, the men had the scepter, so it was like, they physically could not hold it. And I think it had, in my opinion, it was a waste of money. That's just my opinion. But if we're gonna give something to recognize the sponsors, I think it should be to the sponsors that we've done something,
Yes.
not to the contestants.
Well, that was one thing that I wanted to bring up too, because we've had such good sponsors this year, and I always thank them when they come. But I just wondered, well, why can't we do something for them? I don't know what we do. If it's something in writing or if what, just saying thank you, each time, thank you. I go up to them all the time and say, you don't know how much we appreciate it. But if there's something in writing that we could do, no, we can't do that. Okay. Yes, Nancy.
What I've seen, don't ask me where, somewhere in the town, perhaps, and it's a little bit of a cheaper way to go than a plaque or what are that clear acrylic type of plaque. At some point that takes up space, but I think perhaps not a proclamation, but something on paper, like and in a scroll type thing, right? And at the event, you present that and they can frame it, because that's what some of the businesses do. They've got all their proclamations and their awards and whatever method we want to use to acknowledge their sponsorship and whatever, you can, the cheaper way to go and still not leave them out is perhaps like a proclamation or whatever, but on paper. And if you want to frame that, it's still a cheaper way to go.
We have money now if you're gonna do it.
I
Some of the
think,
money,
I think we should.
some of the monies that we have, maybe
Because
we can do
We
something.
really
with it.
had some good sponsors this year. And we've been there real, especially when we needed it. And just saying thank you.
For
I
your
just think
support.
it's not enough.
Right,
I
because
think,
we have money to do it, we can do
Right.
something.
now, how would we do that? How would we invite them all to
Maybe
a meeting here,
a breakfast.
a breakfast, and just, we want to thank you for your support for the whole year, and having the whole committee here to show our thanks.
We can do something like that. I think. Let me finish.
Okay.
The thing with the proclamation, for some reason, if somebody sneezes here, they give them a proclamation. Every other day I see a proclamation given out, and I think that they should do something more. Like from us, not from the town, because I'm telling you,
No, I didn't mean from the town.
no, well, a proclamation is from the town,
Oh, never mind.
right? And I said, every 2 minutes, Fulano sneeze, here's a proclamation, here's a proclamation. And I really don't believe people should have anything given it to them until at least, honestly, 5 or 10 years after they die, because you never know what's gonna come up. So maybe we, as John Daddy said, from us, and we have the.
We got the money, fine.
There it is.
Can we, and I will be able to answer this question, hopefully. Can we have like a breakfast, or even maybe it's easier for the sponsors in the evening to have like a small happy hour? To say thank you, and we all go. And when I say small, tell them it's going to be an hour just to say thank you, and then give them a piece of paper, like an award. You buy them and you print them up on the computer. You can just,
A certificate.
a certificate, yes, thank you, that's the word I was looking for, a certificate, calling them up and,
Appreciate.
and appreciating what they are doing.
With a frame, we can
You
frame
didn't
it
have,
too.
Jackie, raise your hand. I'm trying to tell everybody to raise their hand. Okay,
With a frame also, they're not expensive. And it's more of a presentation if you're handing them, rather than just an 8x10 paper, you're handing them a framed paper, matted like behind you.
Oh, look at the ones over here. Look at them all on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I give up.
I'm the first one to raise my hand.
So. Who knows on that? One, I'm sure all of you have received my email by now that there is a sponsor and volunteer practice that the town is already doing. Just pointing that out. So all sponsors have been invited.
I thought it was for us.
It's sponsor and volunteer.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's from the town to them.
Correct, that's a time, but I just want you guys
Oh,
to
yeah.
know, because I don't know if all of you know, all sponsors are invited.
Okay.
And secondly, this is a new activity from Elderly Affairs, therefore this needs to go in front of council. And if you are going in front of council, you need all detailed data, meaning pretty much right now, you guys are gonna have to figure out all the details and take it. And now the committee, the council and the deadline, very important. This is what I sent a few weeks back. You guys need to make sure you're adhering to that. Any request that you need from council, you need to make sure to go when that date is set for this. At this point, you're technically over the deadline. The deadline was 5 days ago to be added to that agenda. However, you guys happen to be going up this month anyways, and there was already a preliminary memo submitted in regards to those funds that you were moving.
Okay.
So we can just make an edit to that memo and add it. But anytime you go to council, you need all detailed data. So that means right now you guys need to, you know, yeah,
yes, that's what we
exactly.
want to do.
And by all details, I mean how much dollars, how many people, in what location, like. Whenever you want to get anything approved, the more details, the better.
Would you have the information on all the sponsors that we've had throughout last year?
Yes,
Sure.
that's part of the system. Any check that we've received is part of the system, correct?
Okay.
Do we want to do?
First of all, how did anybody all in favor of doing it?
Yeah, that was nice. I mean,
All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, everybody raise their hand.
All right, so I want to clarify something.
Hmm.
Because there's no motion pending. That was just to see whether or not we're
If we're
interested.
interested.
So my question is, and I guess we need to figure out what is it, if anything, we want to do, because it has to be written out for council and has to be approved by council. Do we want to take on in the next month, putting together an event strictly for the sponsors?
Nancy,
I think we should.
I think
raise your
there's a
hand.
lot involved. If we do this, you're gonna have to identify all of your people that are going to be recognized, number one. Number two, how are we gonna recognize them? Is it a plaque? Is it a paper? Is it a hello? When they come through the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot, and you have to do it yesterday.
Yeah, that's it.
I think this is something we have to consider for a future year, or event, or budget, whatever it's going to entail. I think there's a whole lot to be done at this meeting. It's got to be done at this meeting. And we all have all different ideas and haven't even had time to process it. And then go before the council, and it's a lot. And I want us to do it right, because
Well, I do too. I wouldn't think we'd. do
they're
it
the
wrong.
backbone of our events.
But no, I was just, go ahead.
I have another. Because that was the whole thing, is since we have to go to council and all that, and I didn't think we could just necessarily pull that all together in less than a month. And giving notice to these sponsors in less than a month. What if we, with our meet and eat money, buy them a whatever? For example, everybody likes fruit, right? Like do a fruit basket and send it to the sponsors. Wine. Send it to the sponsor with a note from our committee saying, thank you so much for sponsoring us throughout 2023.
I like it.
And that avoids the necessity of a gathering, like you're saying, and, yeah.
Okay.
And they don't have to
Raise your hand.
attend.
Guys, raise your hand. You can't just speak out. Did you hear her?
She did.
She did. I know, but she did. She went like that. Yes, yours.
No,
Yours.
Yeah, we can do it like right now, just say a $25 basket, $35, whatever it is. We had, I don't know, 25 sponsors.
I have to go back and look,
Well-
but yeah, I can give you that number.
Well, whatever, we can do that now. We're gonna send a $25 and $25, but we don't know how many they are. Because if we put $100 and we have 100 of them. You know,
There are some of them sponsored more than once during the year too.
So-
Like Chen is sponsored more than.
I
once.
think that's a great idea.
So-
A basket with a bottle of wine, something pretty. I'd rather have that than a proclamation.
Yes, yours.
I make a motion. Let me write my own motion here. Motion to purchase
25 to 50.
gift basket for sponsors in the amount of
Mhm.
$25 to $50 for each sponsor. Is the gift basket.
$25 for a bag of fruit. Mamoncillos, that's the only thing we have in there,
Oh, that's why I said 25.
for $25.
Well,
Fruit is expensive.
Raise your
well-
hand. I know you're the one. Go ahead.
so can we have an idea of how many we have? Like a ballpark? Because then we can.
Do we want to recognize all the sponsors or maybe come up with the most involved sponsors that helped us in the past year? Like, you know, is there like the top 5, the top 8? I don't know, you know, or do you want to send something to every single sponsor that helped us for the past year?
I would
We're
say,
discussing. it.
excuse me, my opinion is, I'm raising my hand. We should be all of them, because if you pick up and they're talking to one, oh, I got, you didn't get anything, you know, I think it should be all, or that's just my opinion. Something we can vote on after she gives us.
Wait, Nancy wants to-
Yes, Nancy.
I don't wanna be there. Very bumpy news. You need a second before you have your discussion. You didn't get a second.
Yeah, that would be correct.
I'm sorry.
It's a motion, a second, and then discussion.
Second, I second her motion.
Okay, and now you, the chair will
Now
say we're
discussion.
open for discussion.
We're open for discussion, and we're waiting on you to see if you can tell us how many sponsors.
Okay,
we've had.
so this is gonna take me a minute.
Okay, yes,
And her, maybe we can vary in price. I don't know, the ones that gave more money can get like $100 gift. And the ones that did maybe $300 get a $25 candy, something. I mean, the same thing we did at the healthcare fair, depending to what you gave, you got more tickets and stuff, right? Something like that, from maybe 25 to 100, it depends.
yes, Jackie.
I think this could be contingent upon how much money
Yes.
we have to afford this thank you to the sponsors, considering if we've got in the neighborhood of 100 sponsors. I,
No,
well, I thought someone, at any rate, it could be in accordance to how much they've contributed to us. And once you get into, a fruit basket is a wonderful idea, but once you're starting to put a bottle of wine in it, that's like, fruit is expensive. A fruit basket is going to open up at $25, $35 without the bottle of wine.
well, it doesn't have to be a fruit basket, that's just in general, it could be, we doing $25 to $100. Remember, if Rene Garcia's money kicks in, we might have like $6,000. That's a lot of money to spend,
Oh, sure.
so we have to honestly, rather us to anybody than for the town to really eat what we worked hard. My opinion.
I'd like to suggest that we keep this simple. Dottie's the chair. She's done a great job. I think I'd like to see us follow through with this. But Dottie will know better. Giving is at the top of the list, always there, always donating money to us and sponsoring. Those top echelons, maybe let's say get a $40 basket. Just a number here, ladies and gentlemen. No gentlemen, sorry. But the other part is the lower tier, they get a smaller basket, because truthfully, I don't care if they're sitting at lunch and saying, I got a basket, and the other one says, well, I only got a little, well, how much did you donate?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, you want a bigger basket? You know what I mean? Somebody's got to be reasonable here, and I think our top donors, sponsors, should be recognized appropriately, not we all got a $25 basket. There's where you start trouble. By not recognized, because you know what's gonna happen next year, they're not gonna donate as much. You give credit where credit is due, is my only opinion, and I think with the meetings and the this and the that and deciding and whatever, Dottie's got a brain in her head, she knows who donated what. I think we need
I
to
know who the top ones are.
take the top, to take the bull by the horns and get it done. Instead of all of this process, because that takes time. Months go by before you get a count of who's who.
I agree, but we need to vote on what we're gonna do before. And do you have a number?
Without the health fair, because that's something else I have to look at,
no.
that's, I have 18. Now, the health fair, you did have a lot of sponsors, you
No,
did have,
we wouldn't do
We
that.
won't do the health, I don't think we should.
Okay, all right, so I'm
but
gonna.
your health fair
I'm gonna-
sponsors, some of them gave more than your other sponsors. That's something to keep in mind, but that's fine, we can exclude them.
Yeah.
That's up to you guys.
Come up with a number, like I said,
18.
Lourdes has had the
No, no.
floor. Lourdes has the floor.
with the division.
All right, so I'm gonna modify my motion based on whatever we've learned. My motion will be that we spend between $25 and $150.
That gives us,
And we will break them down into categories, the sponsors. Let me write this because I'll never remember this. The top 5 will get 150 basket. The next 5 will get 75. And the bottom, the rest of them will get 50. It's 25, let's say 30. I'm modifying it, a $30 basket. All right, so the tiers are top 5 get 150. Next one get $75 of a basket. And the bottom one gets $30.
okay.
I second. No
Now,
discussion.
just one thing I gotta say is, what if we don't get Renee's money until after our budget? Here, that's the only.
We
We
have the
won't
money.
have any money to charge and that we won't, the
Okay,
purchase, I won't be allowed to make that purchase.
Okay.
If you
it's
don't have. the-
contingent on him giving us the $2,500.
Well, it's contingent on, I may have enough for the top, for the first 10 and not enough for the last
But I
2.
think we should pick who the baskets are being made for. I
Sure.
don't want,
No, that's fine.
Oh,
If
okay.
anything, great, that actually brings up a great point. I need to know who's gonna be the point of contact for this, who's gonna be the lead in the committee, who's gonna be sending me the order once you guys pick it out, just so that I make sure to make the payment for you guys. That's all I really have to do for you guys is make that payment. You guys just send me the link for the sake of, record keeping. So we keep a copy of the invoice and all that. It becomes public record, but other than that, I just have to make sure, to make the payment for you guys
Yeah.
with the credit card. Or the check, whatever the business needs.
I can,
The treasure, that'll be great because.
So I'll be in contact with you about that. Okay.
okay, and then
That's
if,
something.
if anybody has anybody that used for baskets, like maybe business, let me know, and I'll reach out to them. If anybody, because I know she makes great baskets, she used to, The lady from Gerard.
She is. They just,
Well, I used to her when I used to have my own business. I used to.
she is very good, but
With him, I did it with him. He was.
she's good.
I've used them in the past.
Well, no, but I'll tell her this is what we can afford. I mean, I'll call anybody.
Here.
If you give Sabrina a budget, she'll work with it.
Sabrina? that's who-
Definitely, she's,
Okay.
every time I've had her for lunches though, she works with me, she's very good, I know her very well, so.
Yeah.
I think we should, yes, Nancy,
No, she wasn't short. She didn't hear me.
oh, okay,
I didn't know who you were talking about.
Do discussion.
any more discussion?
I don't know who she's been.
But I'm asking, is there any more?
I have a question for you guys because I heard conflicted things. So we're excluding health fair sponsors.
Yes.
Yes,
Because they're there with the people and they're there.
I think a lot of benefit out of it too, so.
And a lot of the ones from the health fair are our
Our
regular
regular
sponsors.
sponsors, and sit down and figure out who is there and who is there, it's gonna be difficult. All in, yeah, go ahead. Finish it. All
Yeah,
in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Approved.
I'll add that line item for you for your memo. For council, right? Because we have to.
Yes.
we have to do this to, we have to
Yes.
send it to council. I
Mhm.
thought we can use the money from the meeting.
You guys can't use your money just for anything. It has to be things that are pre-approved by council. That's why you
Okay.
guys have specific line.
Add it to our mem. The council, please. Thank you.
What day is that on? The
That's
12th?
Tuesday, September 12th.
Okay,
All right, so now,
Wait.
yes, Nancy,
I believe we're on 8C, and I want to comment on that.
I'm just finishing up the voting, I'm just giving, okay, we're all right. Change of time for the EAC meeting from 8:30 in the morning to 6:30 PM. Yes,
Okay, I have. I find two references to changing the evening time. I'm gonna give you a page number, page 6. Item 6, other business. So it's 6,
right.
item B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it tells us we're gonna change it to 6 PM starting in October. And in today's agenda, page 4, it says we're gonna change it to 6:30.
Yeah.
So are we going to vote between the two, or has it been decided? What?
At last meeting, you guys made a vote for 6 PM.
For
That's
6
why you see that in the minute.
Okay,
And now in this
so-
agenda is 6:30, which is fine. We can relook, we can revisit, but that's, again, this hasn't been voted on yet.
Okay,
Now
so
we'll
that's
talk
my
about it if that's
question,
the case.
that's my question. To bring it to the attention that there's two different times, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I apologize. I missed the last meeting when we had this whole discussion on changing our meeting. Our elderly affairs meeting has always been in the morning since before I became chair. It's always seemed to work mornings. What I'm seeing is if you look at the minutes for the past year and you see members present and members absent and so forth. Did we at least take a survey or reach out to every member to make sure that those that do work are going to be able to make it to the 6 or 6 PM change? Or did we just make a vote at the special call meeting and said we all voted, they voted on moving the meeting to evenings?
and we did, there was discussion on it, I know that, because they say our meetings are running over. And then getting to work late, and the ones that have to be there at a certain time can't, because the one last meeting, we were there like an hour and a half, I think. So that was based, most everybody agreed the evenings are better, it's easier for them to get here, and that was how it was. I don't know if you were at that meeting or not.
Through the chair, just to get back to her answer, I think she's asking those specifically every single member, not just who was present. So to answer your question, that discussion and vote happened at the meeting, so not with whoever was missed that day.
So then my comment is, is there somebody that can reach out to all the members that are sitting on our committee and say, before we make this change, especially to the ones that work, will you be able to start coming to the meetings if we do change it to evenings? Or I mean, I don't know if
I
they
can,
reached out
yeah,
to you and say.
so if it's something that, obviously, just for the sake of sunshine, if it's anything that we're gonna vote on, none of you guys can do that, right? Because-
Correct.
So if you guys would like me to send an email to the committee members and wait, and we can tally up the results, we can do that. I can get any responses I get and forward it to you guys, so you guys see what it's looking like.
I just wouldn't want to make a change and then all of a sudden we have the same issue. That the same members that can't come in the morning are also either have to stay work after late or something comes up or, I don't know.
I would just ask you guys to then make a new motion and make a new vote, only because, right, the last motion is the one standing, is the one that we were gonna change it to.
The only
That's
reason
my
I'm asking, because maybe there are members that have reached out to you and said, I can't make mornings anymore. I have to, we have to make this work. And I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
That was the major vote, that most of the ones that were here were the working people,
Okay.
like Jessica and a few others. The ones that, I don't know who works and who doesn't work. I know the ones that on here who tell me they work, who came to me, so that's why I put it on the agenda, which we put on. Most people thought it was easier for them. I didn't hear one objection to it. So, that's, yes, Nancy.
So based on what we just said here, what I just heard, is that, people have expressed the preference for morning versus evening. Some of us. Doesn't make any difference to me. However, the working people are the ones that have to play with the time. That being said, you can't always get what's convenient for you. You have to work with what's convenient for the members. I would like to see a questionnaire, whatever, specifically to every member. We're 21 people. We're 21 people, and yet 21 people are never together when we talk about this subject. So we're not getting, in my opinion, I couldn't say to you whether she likes it or doesn't like it. I would like to see a questionnaire or whatever, and whoever gives the most votes for evening or morning, maybe you go with that. But because right now, I don't know who can and can't, and this and that, who's got the problem, and the majority should rule.
Okay, but we have never had every single person at our meeting, and that's why. If you don't attend the meetings, that's your problem.
Through the chair,
Well,
I
then
think
what are
that's,
you doing on the committee if it's not convenient for you? Don't have the tail wagging the dog.
I think you guys are all saying the same
The
thing.
same thing.
Okay, so now it's down to,
Yeah. You
How
guys
we
all
wanna
wanna
handle it.
know,
so back to what I was saying. Let's decide now. How do we want to do this? Whether we've already had a vote or whatever, let's maybe reinvent this wheel or whatever we've got to do to specifically get everybody's. Dottie says yes, Nancy says no, that type of thing. I would like to see who these people are, because you can't be on the committee if the hours, you can't dictate to us when you're kind of new to the group. We come and we're here for mornings and nights and luncheons and whatever's.
I understand what you're saying, but it's everybody's responsibility. If you're on here to be at every meeting. If I have to get, I'll never have everybody at a meeting. So if you're on the committee and this committee today votes, we're gonna do this, that's the way it goes. If you can't be here, I'm sorry, but to go back to everybody to come back and start voting all over, then you're just nullifying what we decided in the meeting. So, and we'll never have it all together.
But today,
She had-
let me respond to your response to my comment, please. So my point is, just because Joe Blow couldn't be here today, and that's what we
Never here.
decided to
Joe
vote.
It's never here.
But
Only because they,
Just let her
I
finish.
would like to see maybe in an email response where we have proof of what everybody had. If it doesn't matter, I just say it doesn't matter. But if she's got a job to go to and she has to be out of here at 9 o'clock, well, that's wonderful. Maybe you shouldn't be on the committee if you can't allow us to go over or whatever. Too many people are speaking individually. You need to get a better idea of what everybody, do you know how many people want to meet at 6 o'clock?
Everybody that was on that vote did,
On which vote?
when we approved to have the meetings.
But
tonight.
that's what I'm saying to you, that you.
But you'll never have everybody here, I don't think we can have a vote on going individually because you're breaking the Robert's Rule of Order then. You
And then,
can't. So how do
you
we
know
do
what?
it,
If you
Nancy?
can't make the meeting, then
Then
you
you have to
can't,
take
then
the vote.
don't the committee.
No,
This is when we meet.
You're saying,
I just meant, you go ahead.
you're saying the same thing, but going back and countering yourself. You're saying that if they don't.
Because I really don't care.
She's talking.
You're saying, if we can't make the meeting, we need to vote on it, but if they don't make the meeting, they shouldn't be on the committee. You're saying the same thing. If you never come at 8, you're never gonna come at 6. Because you should have said, I can't come at 8. We see the same people every time.
Just,
Except Jessica, who's now changed her job. That's really it, and Pedro has something to do. But the people that are gonna come, she'll come at 6, yeah, you'll come at 6, I'll come at 6, you'll come at 6, and we did it for the working class. I mean, I work, but my job is different, I can come when I want. But if we, like Dottie said, if we send these things that we'll never set on the time, because nobody really tries, I don't know, I mean. You'll say 6, the other one say 8, the other one say 9, you'll say 10, and we'll continue to go around in a circle. We have to set a time.
But,
Just a minute,
But
she had her hand up.
number one, we do not have 21 members. I want to clarify. We are out to 14. Out of the 14, I believe most of them were at this meeting. And most of them worked. If I recall.
Yes.
Out of the ones that we had, the Jessica was one. Maria Planas works because I happen to know these things. So if we go down the membership list, Dottie does not work, Rosario works, Jessica works, Pedro, you know, he's he's retired. Maria Perdomo, I don't know if she works. No, okay, so she's retired.
She's retired.
Omaida, do you work?
Hell no.
Okay.
I
Maria
do not-
Planas does work. Alexandra Alonso definitely works. Nancy, you're partially retired. I work. Xiomara works. She's a realtor, so she has the same issues, and as you see, she's not here. Jacqueline, are you retired?
yes,
She's retired. Louis, I don't even remember the last time he was at a
No.
meeting.
His wife has had 3 major surgeries.
I understand.
He will be at the next meeting. He called me
Okay. Yeah, but
yesterday,
he's self-employed.
but
What's
he
his
is gonna
name?
start attending the next meeting. Cause she's gotta
Louis what?
be, yeah.
That is all our members. Just, I want to clarify with you, Alexandra, and I want to clarify with you. There are not 21 members. We are not. We have actually been getting pretty good attendance based on the group that's actually here. Today, today's been a strange day, but when we've had the meetings at 6 o'clock, Maria has been, I think, to all the ones that I've been to. Maria Planas. Maria, you have been to most of them as well. And so I guess I don't know what your schedule is. I know that you have children. and so-
My situation is completely different because my kids
Right.
are playing sports now 6 days a week, still 5 days a week, till 7 p.m.
Right.
So I will make an attempt to come to what I can, or maybe I'll come in late. But I physically will not be able to be here at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Especially when it's sports now.
But I can tell you that at that meeting, the working class was saying, yes, look, it's already 9:30. I have a client at 10 o'clock scheduled at my office. Because I try and schedule them, which means I need to get to the office in the next 15 minutes, and we're not through the agenda. I know that I was happier with moving it, and I'll speak up. I know I was happier with moving it at 6 o'clock. I even suggested 6:30. They were like, "Yeah, let's do 6.
That might be better for her.
It's just I'll come in later, it's fine.
But, so that's why I think people were saying that, because I know it's getting difficult for people like Sarah that has to be down south at a certain time. And she can't stay in meetings, you know, if there were 15 minutes or 20 minutes or a half an hour, she could, but it was getting difficult for her and she said she could make it in the afternoon, if I recall. Was that your recollection?
I
Yes.
didn't come, I had a broken foot.
Oh, it was your recollection? Okay.
It's not only that I don't see people at the meeting. I don't see them when you have to do the dirty work and put all the, set up the tables and serve the people the food and take all the stuff they give you because if you put the water here, they come and get, and you gotta be telling me, hey, wait, we'll give you the water because if everybody gets here, it's gonna be a mess and all that.
And that's the
But-
truth, that is the truth.
And I have to say, us working people. Sometimes it's impossible. I can tell you, I am scheduled back to back with clients, fortunately, not my practice is going well, but it's hard for us to escape. I always try and make an appointment for this. Yeah. Cause your bingo starts at 11. I'm still working till 12:30. So by the time I'm done and get to the place, it's almost 1 o'clock. It's 1:45. So yes. But I work behind the scene. I am, and I think Dottie can tell you, like when the flowers were done, when she had to order the crown, we're doing other stuff. Yes, we have all these events
And not everybody.
and not everybody can make them.
Everybody.
And
That
we
I
try.
understand.
We try. I mean, I know I try, but I'm like at all the, for the senior socials, I'm there. For, Miss Senior Miami Lakes, I was there. I was getting a crown at 8:30 at night. I work for the committee. And not all of us can do the bingos, because I think the problem is the bingos. The bingos are the ones that
Because they're during the week and.
they're during the week and they start early. So. But as far as the meeting and working, I know she did stuff for stuff. I know she's done stuff. I think everybody that's sitting here has worked. So we're just trying to make it easier. Sarah tries to volunteer as much as she can. Maria tries to volunteer as much as she can. And we're here to try and plan stuff. Now that we have so many events, it makes it very difficult for all the working class to attend.
So they don't need me.
Yes, we do. Oh my goodness, we do. We need every single person to contribute to their
single-
best.
Every single person that's on the committee is a valuable committee member if they're contributing in one way or another. It doesn't necessarily have to be, every once a month or twice a month doing the bingo meet and eats, which is what we've discussed. But if they're not attending the meetings and they're not attending anything else, then they shouldn't be. If they're not helping behind the scene, I agree that they shouldn't. That's why we have the rules that after they miss a certain amount of meetings, we vote.
I'm sorry.
But then it goes to you, the whole process, it goes to you and you determine whether or not they've been contributing.
And some members contribute to their business. That's a big thing,
Through the chair, to be perfectly clear, because you guys seem to be divided on this issue. I think to Alexandra's point, even when you guys were mentioning last meeting, yeah, there was a discussion, but there was no proper vote. That's why you see it at the end. There's no vote attached to us. So for the sake of clearing this up, I think we should either take a vote. Whether the suggestion is to go back and email the committee members, which I would do on your behalf, because you were asking how we would get that done. I would just email you guys, because yeah, you guys can't do that. I would email and ask, what's the preference of time? Either that's the motion, or the motion is we're changing it to 6 p.m. and this group right here is voting. So just to be very clear for the record, I say you guys make a motion and a vote.
I made a motion.
Yes,
Exactly. What I brought up though was the 2 different times, so whoever makes the motion, be specific about the time, because there is a difference in the 2.
Oh, I made the motion. To keep it at 6 o'clock or 6:30.
Which day you have to
And
specify.
then the day she can't come, we understand, or whatever, my motion is long.
No,
Just be
just create
specific.
the motion and then you guys will.
Okay, I make the motion to
6:30?
Six later.
You make the motion and.
I
we
make the
vote,
motion
and
to
we
six
discuss.
30.
To move the meetings to 6:30
6:30.
p.m. starting in October.
Yes.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Discussion.
Oh, discussion, I'm sorry. I thought we'd been discussing. Any discussion on it? Yeah.
The only comment I have is that I'm good with both times, it's fine. But that once we move the meetings, that hopefully we'll see more attendance
That's
at our new scheduled time,
I,
whatever it may be, 6 or 6:30. That's my hope.
oh, I do too. And I think that was, what I was thinking of when I brought it up.
Are we in discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
You can tell us that it's 6:30, is that on a Wednesday and it's open and whatever? or-
I will have to, it's based on availability, because right,
That's
all the
what I'm
other
saying.
committees are already confirmed, so you guys would have to be squeezed in wherever there's a.
That's what I'm saying, if you're talking about 6:30 on a certain day,
I would have to send
when
you guys an
Wednesday
email
used to be good
communication.
for us. In the morning, we're just voting on a time, but. You don't want to go on Friday, but that type of thing.
It won't be on a Friday.
No, but we're only voting on a time, not even a day.
No, we are.
Yeah, you're not voting on a day because it's based on availability. I have to go back and check what's available.
And if it's a Wednesday evening, that is not going to conflict with the bingo socials, right?
It wouldn't conflict because bingos aren't
Bingo's on
paid.
during the day.
Right.
Bingo's
They're not
always
voting
in
for
the day.
meetings or.
But that's what I'm saying, you wouldn't have both on the same day. The bingo in the morning and then a meeting at night. We wouldn't do it that way.
Wouldn't matter.
Well, geez, what are we gonna do? Live at the, not be home? You wouldn't want it on the same day.
Okay.
We'll social.
We'll work out, and we'll see what Isle has. That'll depend on what Isle comes up with.
We need to vote.
All right,
So to be determined.
No, we have to
Other
vote
than
on the
the time.
motion that's pending for the
6:30.
6:30, to move the meetings to 6:30. 6:30.
6:30.
Right,
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay. So you'll.
I'll send you guys an email confirming what new date it will be starting in October.
Okay, thank you.
More?
More.
That's why we need to move them.
New business.
New business schedule for September through December social.
Yeah, September through December is already confirmed. We talked about this last week.
Do we want to
You
put it?
guys left it that your first one was, I'm
No,
just letting
this-
you guys know, if you look
this-
back at the notes, it was,
Social.
The social.
right. Your bingos and your socials are already set, October, November, December.
Okay.
So I don't know if this really shouldn't be under new business. We discussed this already, unless you guys are trying to change it.
No, no.
I thought that they were only set. I thought that they were only set through October, like we had not picked a date for the Thanksgiving. Or
Yeah,
for
right.
the Christmas social. Have we picked
You
dates?
guys already
yes.
picked the last meeting.
I
Okay,
can tell them it was, I think the 26th and then the.
The
15th,
second
yeah.
bingo that you guys are, like, I had. When we thought we were doing 2 bingos months ago, I had already scheduled you guys in for 2 bingos. So the second, the later one in the month is what you guys turned into a senior. center.
Right.
Yes.
So our next bingo was at 26.
Your next bingo is the 27th, Wednesday, the
27th?
27th. Just so if you guys want to make note of it. October 11th is your
I
bingo.
gotta check my availability. I had a doctor's appointment today to meet my actual doctor, because I have a new insurance. And I canceled for tomorrow because they told me about this meeting.
okay, October 11th is the bingo.
Is the bingo. October 25th is your social.
they interrupted me.
November 8th is your bingo. November 22nd is Thanksgiving social.
I'm sorry, November what?
22nd.
I'm just trying to write all this.
Yeah.
Is that
No.
Thanksgiving social?
Excuse me, I think I was, still had the floor or whatever. Mike, rather than do this, is it possible, Isle, for you to just send an email to us with all the upcoming dates, whether there bingo or luncheons or wave on the corners?
So can you-
Because this is gonna take up, time as we discuss all this stuff, unless there's something that is coming up that we haven't talked about or whatever, but I think it would be great if we just add it.
Nancy, we're already through November 22nd, so if we could just finish, there should be like one or two more. November 22nd is the Thanksgiving,
So
Wait, started with October 11th, November 8th, November 22nd is what?
and then
November 22nd is the Thanksgiving social, December 6th is the bingo. And December 20th is the holiday social.
She used to drive me crazy, but she's always doing those things to raffle. I told her to stop it.
But you know, Almaida, this helps her mind. She's busy all the time. She's like, busy. All
right,
She's
so-
doing, but that's okay, that's okay.
order for table of, I'm gonna,
Through the
Because I see
chair, if we're
people-
losing a member, you guys are done. You
Yeah.
don't have a meeting.
that's why, if you could just take 2 seconds. Order of tablecloths for next year, we've already discussed, correct?
Yes.
All right, time for discussion, anything,
No.
nothing?
There's flyers we left for you there, and then there's a sponsor volunteer breakfast. If you have not signed up, please sign up.
I have to sign this, okay. I made a motion to adjourn.
I second.